we are back with another Ram upgrade video today. We have got our 2015 Ram 2500, and if you remember a couple months ago, we did a video about Tradesman to Laramie upgrades in this thing, specifically relating to the interior. On that last video, which I will link up above here, we got into the interior with our business center console upgrade. We went ahead and upgraded to an 8.4 radio, also went ahead and did some upfitter switch upgrades along with a steering wheel upgrade that had the volume controls and a cluster upgrade. So if you missed that video, that's kind of what kicked off our Tradesman upgrade video series, I'll say, because we're getting into part 2 today of the interior. In that last video, I said that I did not really have all of the necessary pieces to complete our Laramie interior swap. Well, look at what we have here. We have got a ton of parts. We've got front seats, rear seats. We've got an entire Laramie leather dash top bezel piece. We've got a black center console lid. We've actually got a leather steering wheel. We have got Laramie door panels, and we've got a ton of other accessories that are going to go inside of our 2015 Tradesman Ram truck here. So if you're interested again in upgrading your base model Ram truck, or maybe a Bighorn, something like that, into a true Laramie, that is what we are going to be attempting to get into today. Again, I'm not sure if this will be a part 2. There probably will be a part 3. This is a ton of parts to install and a lot of information that I want to give you guys. Some of the other bits and pieces sitting on the table that we're going to be utilizing and installing as well is our third brake light upgrade. This is the newer Ram third brake light that has the cargo camera built into it, as well as the, I would call them accessories to our door panels. We have got the appropriate Laramie bezels that are going to fit in right here, as well as Laramies actually have chrome door handles and not the black ones that come on the Tradesman truck. So we've got the handles, we've got the bezels. Really what we're after, not just looks on this swap, but I do want to try to get as much functionality as well in with all the parts that we're changing. And if you don't know anything about these Laramie door panels, they actually have accent lighting underneath here, and they also have a light in these door handle DIN pockets right there. You guys can see that plug right there. That's actually for an accent lighting. So I want that stuff to work, and that is where this harness stuff right here is going to come into play. So huge shout out to MKS Performance and Off-Road. They got these harnesses made up for us. They can get you set up with harnesses to kind of do the same thing and then some. As aftermarket fuel systems on these trucks, you guys know if you take the water separator out, you've got a light on the dash for water and fuel. So they actually make the dummy plugs. They make a lot of different harness stuff for these Ram trucks. So if you guys are interested in some of the same stuff or even other stuff, go to their Instagram. I'll put it right here. It has all their information on how to contact them, but they are the ones who kind of made up these harnesses that should get all of our functionality back for our third brake light, for our door panel swap here. Before we dive in, I want to give you guys just a quick tour of what we're working with again as well, just so you guys can see a start and finish. This is a base Tradesman all black door panel here. You can see the DIN pockets are quite a bit different, and these do not come with any accent lighting inside here. Black door handles. One thing I did forget is this is actually chrome on the Laramie. We'll go out to our 2018 Laramie tow rig outside here so I can show you guys the before and the after. I have a cheat truck, so you can see we still have all of the gray on the inside. We've got gray seats, we've got a gray business center console, we've got a gray dash pad on top here, we've got gray rear seats. There you have it. There is our Tradesman truck as it sits right now. That is enough explaining on all the parts. That's what we're doing. That's how we're doing it. Nothing left to do but to do it. One last thing real quick before we get into the work. Check out this sweet 2002 second gen Cummins 6-speed with only 70,000 miles on it. This could be your new truck. I'm dead serious. We are giving you guys the chance to take this bad boy home. The keys plus 10 grand that it comes with. This is our latest giveaway truck. You go to wrenchworks.com, you go to our website. Anything that you buy on our website automatically gets you entered to win this truck. It's going to be someone's new truck. Might as well be you. I know that your wardrobe's not that good. I know you need some new t-shirts. I know you need some new hoodies. And you could win this truck just by grabbing some sweet merch. Did I mention it has amp steps? Did I mention it has brand new brown leather interior? Did I mention it's a 6-speed? Guys, this truck is so slick. Our latest video right behind this one on our YouTube channel goes over this truck top to bottom, all the details. But go to wrenchworks.com. That'll also give you all the details on the truck and how you get entered. But all you got to do is go pick up some sweet merch and get you entries to go win this truck. A couple short weeks, we're gonna be calling one of you. Could be you. But anyway, let's get into working on our Tradesman here. Front and rear door panel removal is done. I know you guys can handle that all by yourself. That's very, very easy to do. Now that we've got the door panels off, what we've got access to do inside here is change out our black door handles to the chrome ones, and we'll go ahead and finish that out with the map light bezel. Before we do any of that, we do need to add our harnesses from MKS into the doors. I will say this, unless you're just gonna trade your truck in on a Laramie or have a donor truck that's so complete that you are going to run all new door harnesses, which is not very likely, these harnesses that MKS made up for us and can make for you are going to be the most plug and play way to add your accent lighting from your little DIN pockets here and the lighting down on the door panel. So they do have really good instructions, which we're gonna read through and figure out exactly how to add this. I will say there's definitely gonna be some wiring that you're going to have to do. There's not just like two empty plugs on the door panels that you're just gonna go click, click, and you're gonna be done in 2 seconds. So I do need to read through the instructions, kind of understand and learn how and where to add in the harnesses. The front doors, I believe, are a little bit easier. The rear doors, we do need to kind of run through the door into this connector, and the front we'll get into here in a little bit. But I've never done this before, so I need to learn how to do it. That way I can show you guys as well. I want to pause for a brief second just to kind of explain to you guys a little bit what's going on here. So this is your main connector that runs through the door here into the body of the truck. As you can see, we removed that by gaining access to push that from behind out, removed that, went ahead and released our locking tabs right here. That red piece needs to slide forward. Again, this is all in the instructions that if you guys are interested in getting, you guys will be reading the same things, but you need to release the locking tabs and then go ahead and run the provided wire that has the correct pin terminal through here. Click it into place. Basically, you're pinning the factory connector with a wire that's not there, that is on this other side. So you need to add a pin here for the wiring, and as you can see, here's the rest of the harness that we need to now go ahead and basically put in place, and then we're going to go ahead and splice one ground connection inside the door here, which is no big deal. This is really nothing more than we've had to do before with our Boost Auto mirror lights. Didn't have a problem doing that. I definitely do not have a problem doing that. It's not even it's not outside the truck. It's climate controlled for all intensive purposes, and it's not going to see wear and tear of something that's outside of the vehicle. So one little connection in here, and all this stuff is not that big a deal. Again, if you have no wiring experience, I would say this might be a little bit higher up on your scale, but instructions really nice, super easy. So let's go ahead, and what they want you to do now is put this back in place. All right, we're gonna take a little break from the wiring. I did take a peek real quick at the opposing connector on the cab harness, and it seems like we actually might be missing the pin on the truck side. So the guys over at MKS are taking a look at that right now. The nice thing about the harnesses that they're gonna make is they have the schematics for all of the trucks the same way that OE would have. So we're gonna take a little bit of break from that while we diagnose that and kind of see where we can tie in and what we got to do there before we go any further. Again, disassembly was kind of like my main goal, and we have a special guest here that's going to help us with some disassembly. How about Dad takes that from you, babe? Right? Are you ready to build some trucks? Yeah! All right, so we have some help, and Mom has a party that she's going to go to, and Reagan here is going to help us build some trucks. Can you tighten that back up? Right here? Right there, spin that tight. Okay, all right, we can put that off to the side now. All right, how about the back seat? You want to take out the back seat? Yes, no? All right, she's excited, she's ready to go. So nothing like bringing up the next generation. So the seats need to come out regardless, and whatever harness work we need to do, the front seats need to come out. We're gonna we got a lot to take out here, so we might as well just continue with the removal process with everything else. You're already laying down on the job. You're already laying down on the job. Let's get some tools, let's go. You got work to do, miss. All right, help me lift up this back seat. We gotta lift the back seat up to get to the bolts. Okay, all right, so you see that bolt right over here? We'll get the AMSOIL out of the way. So we got bolts right here that we need to take out, and we got some bolts underneath here. You want me to go get you some tools? Gotta learn with hand tools first before we let you loose on the ratchets. Okay, you do it. Move it back and forth. It's gonna be tight this way. Can you do that? It's a little tight.
I can't do it.
You can do it. Let me help you. Put your hand back there. Okay, now this is on loosen, okay? You want to press the trigger? You do it. All the way. Okay, good job. See how it's all loose now? All right, good job on that bolt. Now this other one we can't get to with the gun, so we have to, let me get you a different one. Keep going, press it. Hey, can you help me with this? Thanks for your help. Give me a high five, come on. Nice. See, look at that, we got the rear seat out. Time for another break?
Yeah.
I don't think so. No brakes around here. Okay, all done. All right, let's move to the front. All right.
What?
You are gonna.
But this is too hard.
How many cameras do you think we're gonna go through teaching you how to work on trucks?
52.
52, okay, all right. We have got a little explaining to do. We have made some progress, even though it kind of looks like a bomb went off in here. Reagan and I took out the back seat. We took out the passenger seat. Thankfully enough, because we hopped on a quick phone call with the guys over at MKS, starting to track down some wiring. Again, this truck, for whatever reason, was not populated with the wiring behind this B-pillar and down inside the truck for our harnesses inside the door. Ram Ram and electrical, I'm just gonna put it out there if you guys know anything. Ram and electrical, you could have the same thing, the same year, the same package, and some wires may or may not be there. They're not real good when it comes to that department. So no fault of anybody's, but it's really the solution that matters the most. So ran down the wiring inside the truck of what I do and don't have in this truck. Now the circuit that we're looking for our lights to work in the door handles and this light down here is basically like the courtesy footwell lamp circuit. Now, The footwell lamp circuit could be in a connector up there and also could be in a connector here. Thankfully, this wire right here in this connector, and again, this is why the guys over at MKS are awesome to use, because if you need harnesses for your truck, they're gonna look up your truck, and then you can kind of confirm what you maybe do or don't have on these packages truck. Again, each truck's gonna be a little different. So thankfully, this wire is what we need for our rear door panels. We haven't gotten to the front yet, but this wire right here is what is gonna kind of control the pockets right here and this light right here. So what turned into, what may have been just a slight simple job has now turned into definitely a little bit of a wiring job. It's okay. But I will say, in the beginning of this video, this was not the direction or the plan that I was going to go with this video. I was going to try to make it very cut and dry, very simple. But that's not really life. That's not my life. Reagan out here, I love her to death, and trying to bring up and teach the next generation is a struggle, because you want to get something done, but you have to slow down to teach them. So coming up here to our upstairs almost parts department, because I want to show you guys, I have this donor structure with some wiring, and this plug right here I think is going to donate a couple different pins, because we need the other side of the connector in the doors. I'm not really willing to not do this in an OEM fashion. I'm going to pin the correct connector with the proper male and female pin terminals. We are definitely getting very away from a plug and play solution, but have no fear, the guys at MKS can take care of that for you. Not everyone has as much spare anything or everything that I have here. So this connector right here, you can see, you remember what we did on this side of the connector? Well, this connector right here is where I'm missing a pin and a wire from right here. So this circuit that should be running down here, along through here, up into here, and up into this connector that connects into here, well, I'm missing that wire on both sides. So what we need to do, we need to go from this wire, and that wire does run all the way down here. So what I'm going to try to do as nicely as possible is I'm going to cut and splice into that circuit somewhere where it runs across here, and then I'm going to come up into here, and I'm going to take some of the correct pins from that connector up there. They should be the same. We'll confirm that. But I'm going to then try and find the same color wire and tracer. And I'm going to then make a pin, run it across here, and then our rear panels should be set. Before we go ahead and start buttoning anything up or making sure any of this is going to work, now that we kind of have any question in our mind, I'm gonna run a simple, easy test, and that is to plug in one of our door handle bezels, which you can see right here. We've got our MKS harness right there. So that light should work, and we went ahead and plugged in the other end of the harness into our door panel. So that is our little strip light underneath here, and we should be able to see this light right here. Now what I did is, before I go ahead and go through the trouble of running the wire from over there to over here in this pin, we were picking up power from that circuit over there, right? That's our confirmed circuitry over there. So I have a temporary wire just strewn across the cab, shoved into the back end of the harness over there. And we're gonna plug this guy into the pin right here. This will be a challenge if I can do this one-handed, but I should be able to shove this through with that connector plugged in. I went ahead and re-hooked up our batteries, which I've always disconnect when we're doing some of this stuff, especially we've got airbag stuff going everywhere. So let's try and shove this down in here. I've already done it, so I already know it works. Spoiler alert. But let's just go ahead and show you guys, kind of just reverse engineering this whole entire thing. That way I know that we're going to be good. Don't try this at home, kids, but basically put in power. And look at what we have. We have got the proper foot lamp circuit, and we have got our lights working. So again, battery is connected. Those lights function basically when the door opens, and then I'm not exactly sure. It's basically programmed into the factory programming, but thankfully we have the programming tied in. So all we need to do is wire from over there and pin into our B pillars for our doors, but we do have a confirmed working circuit. We have got some catching up to do on the front door harnesses, but I went ahead and jumped and got a lot of things done because I just wanted to make sure that I could give you guys the end result that everything is actually working. So we figured out our rear harness, right? So rear door panels are good to go. We just need to run that wire across, which I still have yet to do, but not a big deal. The front door harnesses here, I want to show you guys right here on this connector in your front door panel. It's actually it's called your C5. It has a 5 right next to it on either side. You guys can see that I've plugged these wires into that C5 connector that were not there previously. This is part of the front harness for the light by the handle, and the same one down here on this door panel, as you can see. So this harness here I've already ran, but we've got this one that runs up here, and we've got this one that runs here. And the only thing you have to do on the front harnesses is just plug in these 2 pins to that connector. I'll show you guys the driver's side as well. This side definitely much easier to see. So again, this is your C5 connector. It plugs into the number 5 right there with the pins. So we'll go ahead and plug that bad boy in. You can see the additional wires that got added to that we basically just push the pins in. And then this harness right here, it's just a really simple, easy harness. We've got one for the handle, and then this one ran here back for the LED strip underneath here. So the front is much easier than the back. Now, how we get the front to operate and work is through Alpha OBD. So if you guys know nothing about Alpha OBD, I would look into it, Google it, YouTube it. It'll come right up. It's basically a computer, I don't know if hardware or software is the correct terminology. Don't come for me in the comments, but it's a program that allows you access to change certain body configurations. It can do a ton of things. It can do tire pressure sensors. I'm sure if you own a Ram truck or even just beyond that as well, you guys have heard about Alpha OBD, and we went through the instructions provided. We went and turned certain things on, and we have confirmed that the front door harnesses are working, and we have confirmed that the back door harnesses are working as well. So we're at the point where we really just need to plug everything in and finalize everything. Now, the last missing piece of the puzzle, and huge shout out to our local Ram salvage Minton Motors here in Bowling Green, Kentucky. He actually had the chrome lock little levers here, so we can go ahead and swap those out. The other thing that I need to show you guys is the door handles. So we do have them swapped over to the chrome ones on this door. I will show you guys on that door handle because it is a little bit of a trick, and I definitely Googled it. I'm not even gonna lie, but I'll show you guys in this video how to get that door handle out nicely. And there's a certain way that you want to pry. So we've got the chrome handles, we've got the chrome bezels, we've got harnesses that work now, and we have the appropriate, what do you call it, the lock lever. On the door handles, there's 3 steps. You've got this one plug right here, which has the rod to it. Go ahead and just remove that. That's pretty simple, that's pretty easy. You can see that you have a Torx-headed bolt right there. That is also very simple, very easy. I would assume that you guys are capable of doing that right off just looking at it. You do need to just basically pry that down just like that. So you can see it kind of sits in that top part where the screw is. So you need to undo that, and then the handles go this way. And then the new handles will go back the other way. Now you do have to pry on them because they're just kind of really, they've got a real heavy plastic latch to them that's actually part of this entire door panel. So you got to be careful because you don't want to yank it, because if you break that, you are getting into this whole entire plastic regulator assembly, I believe. All right, now that the handle's out, you can kind of see exactly what that looks like. You really need to push in on that little clip part, and then it will pull out. And then the new handle basically just slides in just like that, and then goes into the top of here. So we'll go ahead and put our new handle in, but just to give you guys a little bit more close-up look, you are gonna have to pry on it a little bit, but it does come out this way. So we'll get all of our new handles put in. Be ready to go. All right, my friends, that is pretty much gonna wrap up this video. My intention was definitely to get more than just the door handles and the door panels to be done. Again, I could probably slap those door panels on in about 20 minutes without worrying about any type of OEM functionality. That takes a little while to work through. In this case, definitely a little bit more than we anticipated, but that's okay. We have door panels that are working, and I am very, very happy that the lights are working inside the door panel. So stay tuned for the rest of the Laramie conversion coming at you. I'm pretty much going to stay on this until this is done for the most part, so should be the next couple upcoming videos. So make sure you guys hit the like button, make sure you guys subscribe, and you guys see in the next video the seats, the dash, all the good stuff, along with the finished door panels in there. Basically just have to plug them back in. Before you guys leave, make sure you guys go to Rentrix.com, grab your entries to win the second gen. You're not going to want to miss out. Make sure you guys get entered with the 20 times entries that are live right now. So we'll see you guys in the next video. We'll see you.